And it's just basketball. At the end of the day, it's just basketball.
Like and subscribe. Like and subscribe. Like and subscribe on the way in the door, my people. I hope you all are having a truly fantastic day today. So, the great Larry Bird, I think most people would say that he's one of the greatest shooters in the history of the game. Now, some of the new school chumps who like to try to figure out ways to diminish players of the past will try to diminish Larry Bird's greatness or say he wasn't that great of a shooter simply because he wasn't taking nearly the threes that the modern player takes. But I believe most people who know basketball that we would classify Larry Bird as a great overall shooter, and that's whether we're talking about the mid-range or the three-pointer. And as a matter of fact, his three-point percentage is 37.6% from the three-point. And, you know, obviously this is back in the day when the three-point wasn't destroying the game like it is in the modern-day NBA. But one thing I found out that's pretty interesting is that apparently Larry Bird never practiced three-pointers. So this article is coming from Basketball Network. It says Larry never practiced shooting three-pointers. Back then, Bird said they only tried to use the three-point shot when the game was close. The three-pointer can be a game changer or a backbreaker, depending on the situation. It's a killer shot that takes something out of the opposing team and deflates the opposition. Larry led the NBA in three-point makes during back-to-back seasons in 1985-86 and 1986-87. As stated earlier, he won the first three editions of the three-point contest at the NBA All-Star break. Quote, "It's really funny," Bird said. "I never even practiced three-pointers. We might have thrown up only a couple of them. The only time I practiced them was right before the three-point contest in 1988. Danny Ainge would get the rack out and we'd rebound and throw the ball back out and shoot some threes. But we didn't fire up 100 threes after every practice." Says he didn't even want to join the contest in 1986. Another interesting story is that Bird had no intention of entering the inaugural three-point contest in 1986. But when several of his teammates told him he wouldn't win the competition, he had to prove otherwise. "I didn't really know if I wanted to be in the three-point contest until my team. A couple of my teammates told me I wouldn't win it anyway. So then I had to go out and prove to them that I could win the thing," remembered Bird. Bird dominated Hodges in the final round 22-12 to become the first ever three-point king. His prize was $10,000 and a trip for two to Hawaii. Larry could not go for a four-peat because he almost missed the entire 1988-89 season after undergoing surgery to remove bone spurs in his heels. Still, Larry winning three in a row, despite not practicing the shot, is stuff that legends are made of. And so, yeah, you know, I think this is, to me, what really makes a great shooter. What classifies somebody as a great shooter, to me, more than anything, is can you hit them when they are needed? You know, and you heard Larry describe basically saying, hey, the only time we really took those shots back then is in a close game, and they could be used for two things: to either keep you in the game, or they could be used to suck the air out of the opposing team, you know, sort of put the nail in the coffin type of thing. So even just that mindset, you know, just lets you know about the killer mentality of Larry Bird, that he was thinking, you know, I can use this shot to basically put the nail in the coffin. But to see that he didn't practice threes, to me, it kind of reminds me of what Michael Jordan said as well. Michael Jordan was quoted as saying he didn't want to be good at the three-point shot because it takes away from, the part of his game that is driving to the basket. He said, and I'm paraphrasing, but basically said, once you get to taking three-point shots, you find yourself waiting at the three-point line instead of being assertive and trying to drive to the basket. And so many things that Michael Jordan has said, we see in today's game now, because this is where the game is at. It's just everybody fanning out, waiting at the three-point line. But yeah, to me, like I said, to me, all of the great shooters, when you think about the great shooters, even if you're talking about the Steve Kerrs and the John Paxsons and people like that, to me, what ultimately gets you your credentials, so to speak, is when you're able to make them when they're needed. And we both know Steve Kerr and John Paxson were known, hit some big shots for the Chicago Bulls there on the championship runs. And Larry Bird, was known to hit big shots when the Celtics needed them. So, and to me, that also speaks to the fact that he didn't practice them, but was able to hit them when they were needed, to me also speaks to not only the confidence of Larry Bird, but it just speaks to the concentration of Larry Bird. And that is, it takes a different kind of concentration to just understand how to get it done. It's like, yeah, I don't practice this shot, but we need it. And so to be so focused and locked in that, you're able to knock down that shot when it's needed despite not practicing it. To me, that's just another level of concentration and how serious you are as a competitor, which is, I don't think anyone could, except for, like I said, the modern day ridiculous media and fanboys. I don't think anyone could disagree that Larry Bird would be ranked in the top competitors to ever play the game. But anyway, we gonna hold up here. I just thought that was kind of an interesting article. And like I said, that's something I wouldn't have guessed, just because myself, I consider Larry Bird one of the greatest shooters ever. I consider him to be a great three-point shooter. And so it's kind of interesting to find out that he really didn't practice threes like that, But anyway, let me know what you guys think in the comments. What do you think about the fact that Larry Bird never practiced three-pointers? Is this a surprise to any of you? And what do you think, for someone who didn't practice threes like that, what do you think that it was that gave Larry Bird the edge to still be able to knock down those shots when needed? Let me know what you guys think in the comments. You all have a truly, truly fantastic day, and I'll see you next time. All right.